Number 16.
Get off of him, Lonnie. Get off of him. Hold it.
Well, it is 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night, so that means we got an NC show. We got a full house here, although we are missing our beloved host, Chris Hughes, who is in Dubai. But other than that, we got everybody here, and we got a special guest coming, Jamie Shaw. So we got a lot of stuff happening today. We got a few interviews. Like I said, Jamie Shaw, a few VTO camps. How you feeling about today's show, Dina?
I think it's going to be a great show. Last week, I forgot to mention, the opening intro, the very end, Pamela Coe's King Tut.
Yeah.
I actually got to see him and meet him at the Greenville VTO camp. So I told him about that, and he didn't even know that clip was on there. So, but I just wanted to throw that in. But I'm excited about the show. I'm glad we got Tally and Rihanna back joining us. And as always, Chelsea, she's back with us again today, too. So,
yep,
really enjoy the show.
And Jamie Shaw may be popping in, but until he gets here, we're going to go ahead and get right into some of our basketball interviews. First, I think we're going to go first off with Tally. With Chelsea. Tally did a football one. Chelsea went with Julius Reese from Greensboro. So talk a little bit about Julius and what were some of the things that you talked about in the interview.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Greensboro's program, especially for basketball. And I know he's a recent reclass from Glenn High School. So he has offers from Winston-Salem State and Shaw. And I just thought it'd be interesting to talk to now a sophomore in high school basketball.
Yeah, so this is Julius Reese. I did have to cut the video a little bit, but we'll post the full interviews on Instagram and YouTube. So this is Julius Reese Jr. from Greensboro Day, class of 2023.
So I'll get started with the first question, and that is, since announcing your transfer from Glenn High School and going to Greensboro Day, what about their program attracted you to join, and how have you enjoyed it so far?
From both from the athletic standpoint and the academic standpoint, Coach Johnson, of course, one of the top coaches in the state, is known very well known in the state and in the nation. So he was one of the biggest people that I felt attracted me to going there. Just his reputation on getting boys to college and getting you out there for exposure and things of that nature, just stuff like that. And academically, Greensboro Day is probably one of the top tier schools when it comes to academics, and they pride getting good grades, like grades before anything over there. So, and I know doing that'll probably help me. That'll help me a lot in the long run on getting ready for college. Probably the best thing I like about the school.
Yeah, that's amazing, and then especially for a school that you enjoy, that's great to play a sport there too. And then having 2 offers from Shaw and Winston-Salem State at an early age in high school, what has the recruiting process been like?
And the recruiting process has been very exciting, especially like you said, at a young age. From where I'm from in Winston, it's not rare, but it's not very. You don't see a lot of people from athletes go to like maybe D2, D1 colleges from here. So being able to be in a group where being in a small group where I can say that, I have offers, I have a chance to maybe go to a D1, D2 school, it's very exciting. And the interest, just getting schools to text me from all over the country right now, it's just it motivates you a lot, because like, wow, you can I can actually do something that I've dreamed about since I was a little kid, just to go and play college basketball at the next level. So yeah, it's just been very exciting for me. I'm really enjoying it, and I look forward to whatever happens in the future.
Mm-hmm. And then on the basketball court, what's one skill that you think separates you from everyone else?
my motor and my energy, I've been told ever since I first started playing basketball that my motor and my energy is probably one of the best things that I could have going for me as a basketball player, because I know how to control it. Like I just have that switch where I can cut it on and cut it off. And having a motor like that, it can help you. It helps you not only with just scoring the intangibles like rebounding, assists, good stops on defense, hustle points. It helps out in a lot of ways. It really does. Like it helps. It just fills the little tiny voids for certain teams to just be able to win games, really.
Yeah. And then what are some of your personal goals now coming to Greensboro Day? And then what are some of your team goals?
First, the team goals. We've talked about this a lot since the summer. Actually, everybody's goal right now is to build memories and the state championship. That's one of the biggest things. That's really for every high school. Really, that's the main goal right there, to win championships and to have a great season. So for a team standpoint, that's what that is. And from just me, a personal standpoint, I feel like a personal goal for me is just to keep getting better and progress from what I did last year. Last year I had a good season, and I feel like I can do a lot of things to make that better, not only just from just from scoring standpoint, but just from maybe for defense, getting other players involved on the court, and just to be able to grow as a basketball player, be able to get my IQ a little higher than what it is.
Yeah. And then with COVID, what has your school schedule been like with practice and just school in general?
Yeah, what I can say, I have to apply Greensboro Day. They're doing an excellent job on with COVID protocols, trying to keep Greensboro Day a safe environment for us students to either be there and be in school. So like practices, practice what really looks like, it's kind of like regular practice almost, but we try to stay sanitized a lot. Coach Johnson, he is real big on wearing masks around school, even if we are not practicing yet, but we're getting ready to warm up, keep the mask going. We have period where we just hand sanitize the break. Also just it's just really it's very sanitized. I can't say that. We just try to stay as clean as possible because we're really trying to do everything we can to have a season for this year and to keep everybody healthy. Just doing things outside of school, not going to any parties or being where people are a big circle, a big area of people. Just try to stay away from that as much as possible.
Yeah, I thought that was a great interview.
Thank you.
He's going to be one of the key pieces on that Greensboro Day. And it looks like we have Jamie Shaw in.
Good. How y'all doing?
How you doing, Jamie?
Good. How are you?
We're doing great. Jamie is one of the most knowledgeable players in the Carolinas, North Carolina and South Carolina, about high school basketball. It's a pleasure to have him on here. Dina, I know you had some main questions that you wanted to ask, and then I think some other of us have also prepared some questions.
Just wanted to welcome you on the show, Jamie. You've done a really good job feeding me articles to put on the site. It makes me feel good, and I know it probably makes you feel good when you write a story about a kid, and then maybe a day, maybe not even a day, you see the colleges start calling them and offering them. And I know for me that makes me feel good to see that. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, sure. That's always nice. I mean, the kids, everybody loves to hear their name, heard and have praises heaped upon them and all that type of stuff. You write an article about them, you do a video about them or whatnot, and all their friends and all their peers get to see it as well and stuff. It's kind of it's a good feeling for them and everything too. And all of a sudden, once the college recruitment picks up and everything as well, that's an exciting time in a kid's life. 16, 17, 18 years old. For probably 10 of those years, they've been working toward that goal of going to college to play sports and everything. And to see that goal kind of come into fruition while the college coaches and see it happening from the genesis of it all the way until the apex of it, it's kind of it's a neat process.
You're helping us out here at NC Preps. You're also helping out Palmetto Preps and the South Carolina site. You have your Absolute Basketball Fall League that you had this fall.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a few players that have we know Jonas Adu is probably one of the best ones in the state, and that was in the league. But talk about him and some of the other standouts out of your fall league.
Yeah, absolutely. We were very fortunate in the fact, we were only able to hold 18 because of the restrictions of the location at Comenius School. But we only had to invite 19 teams to come. Everybody jumped on board with it. That was very exciting, and we kind of got the teams that we wanted to. Now, obviously, with the way that the high school league is, the teams aren't able to play as their high school teams. They have to play as club teams and all that type of stuff. So, that's why you have people coming in being called, like team LKE and all that type of stuff. So, but the players kind of remained the same out there. You had Trey Benham, a Lipscomb signee. He goes to Concord Academy. He was a standout out there. Kanai Briggs at A.L. Brown. He was a standout. We had Elijah Gray, Peyton Gerald. They go to Ardrey-Kell High School. They were both very good. Let's see who else. Weddington had a kid named Chase Lowe who played there. AJ Cook as well. They both came in and did an exceptional job. Jordan Marsh at Hickory Ridge. The list goes on and on. There's a ton. Cox Mill had a couple guys out there that played incredibly well as well. Chris Hunter just had a kid, Zach Riddle, who played in the event, goes to Cox Mill High School. Just committed to a school, Shenandoah, that saw him play at the event. Just recently, too, I think it was yesterday or today, he committed. So it was just a great turnout, some great competition, and some really good performances. Very, very exciting for the players.
Jack, I know you're done to ask the question, so go ahead.
I was gonna maybe open up to any of the three girls. I said before that you came on, maybe have a question. Do any of y'all have a question? I got to talk with Jamie earlier today, so we talked for a while. What about any of y'all three?
So I'm from A.L. Brown High School, and I am interested to know what you think is going to be like basketball powerhouse this year, and just the Charlotte area.
So looking at I guess the independent school side, which isn't part of the private or the public, I guess you got the Combine Academy and Liberty Heights are two of them. Bull City Prep's one to watch as well. On the private school side, Cannon, defending state champion, they're coming in. Concord Academy, reloaded, obviously he's right this road from you in Concord. Carmel Christian's one to watch out for as well. They just moved up to 4A from 3A. Got Hunter Tyson's little brother transferred in. Let's see, Cannon lost Jaden Bradley. They have Jarvis Moss who's going to step up and do really well. I think in 3A, look for Weddington, maybe Cox Mill as well. I know that Cox Mill A.L. Brown game is going to be an exciting one. It always is. Yeah. But that'll be a whole lot of fun to watch. But I think those two teams are two to watch for in the 4A section. Ardrey-Kell, North Mech, watch for Forest Hills in 2A as well, and then Lincoln Charter in 1A in the Charlotte area.
Nice. I was going to ask a question about a more specific team around my area, Kinston High School, who, is known to be probably one of the best public school teams around the state. They lose Isaac Parsons, their facilitating point guard, but they bring back arguably one of the best players in the state, Dontrez Styles. What do you think will be their road to success this year and maybe take home another state championship to Kinston?
Well, the 2A East again last year is going to be fun again this year as well. You have Turquavion Smith senior year going to be there. You got Bobby Pettiford senior year is going to be there. Breon Pass the senior year. I believe Reedsville's still in the East, aren't they? Yeah. And that'll be there. Obviously Kinston as well. So the 2A East has some great storylines and all that. Losing Isaac Parson is a huge loss. He had kind of control of the entire court. When he was on it, great court vision and facilitator, he was able to go out and get his points as well. But anytime you have Dontrez Styles at the high school level is able to kind of dominate a game, especially at the 2A, doing what he wants. This is going to be his team, his year. The ball is going to be in his hands, and all eyes are going to be on him. You'll have Jeremy Dixon as well. It'll be interesting to see how he steps in to a larger role. I know he picked up an offer recently too. And then I just saw this past weekend, they have a 2024 kid who's like 6'10".
Oh, nice.
6'7". Yeah. He's got, he's raw and all that type of stuff, but you can't teach that type of size and all that. So Kinston just keeps the players coming. They keep it flowing through. So they'll always make some noise. And, Dontrez going out his senior year, it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah. And Chelsea, you being from Raleigh, got any questions? Maybe Brianna got anything?
I'll throw it out. I'm from Sanderson, and we have the Cap 7 with Leesville and Millbrook. So I know Leesville doesn't have Carter Witt, and Millbrook now has Eric and Redford Johnson. So how do you think that's going to play out?
Well, I think Leesville Road kind of upset them. I'm not going to say upset, but they beat them 3 times last year, if I'm not mistaken. And Millbrook had championship aspirations going through all that. So, Millbrook, they lost. I guess Nolan Dorsey didn't really play that much, but they lost both their guards. They lost Jalen McCoy. So they'll have Silas Demery, who's going to step up, play a big role for them. Chris Daniels is going to step up, play a big role for them. In the guards, and you have Eric, and then Redford obviously came in as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that team, how they come together. Eric's obviously a monster. He's going to Louisville and, should have a ton of points and all that. Leesville, I believe Jalen McDonald's still there. They also have the big kid, Wesley Johnson. Chase Hackerham's going to come back as well. So they'll be scrapping. And Russ is a heck of a coach over there, does a great job. They're going to fight and compete and make shots and do all that. But, this is another one where you circle Millbrook and see how far they can go. This should be a good year for them. Yeah,
so I totally agree. That matchup is always interesting to watch. So anybody else got any other questions? Then you got –
I do. Yeah. From just like a coaching side, like what is something that you think like all good coaches have in common that make them successful in any program?
So I think that they are able to garner and gain the respect of their team. It's not necessarily an X's and O's thing. It's not necessarily all that, but it's the fact of them being able to have the respect of their team in the huddle whenever they talk to them, whenever they discipline them, that they have a relationship with their team in order to get on them. But also for the players, I guess girls too, to listen and then react to that and then want to do it for the greater good of the team. So I think all great coaches, they have the respect of their team the second that they kind of walk into the huddle or walk into the room.
Yeah, that was
great. I want to ask you something. I'm involved with football a lot, and we've seen the talent explode more each and every year in football. High school talent in North Carolina when the Clemsons and the Alabamas and the Notre Dames of the world come to North Carolina. Basketball is a different animal, and North Carolina's always had great basketball. Mm-hmm. And to see a kid come from California, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Michael Williams come to Lake Norman Christian, mm-hmm. and then you got Robert Dillingham right there. What is it, about North Carolina that possibly attracts these kids to come to North Carolina?
It's a couple of things. I guess I'll start with one. North Carolina kind of has a hotbed. The state of North Carolina was kind of on the forefront of the digital media push. So when it comes to like mixtapes and all of that, it was they were very early on, and a lot of the players in North Carolina got that early push. The guys like John Wall, and you had Bishop Daniels and Des Wells and all that type of stuff. So North Carolina was kind of always on the forefront of that digital media push to be able to push out for people to see all across the world, and all that. And it's only grown since then. Every gym you walk into now has a camera in it, and there's interviews being done everywhere, and everybody writing and doing all that type of stuff too. So people know North Carolina obviously as the hoop state and everything, and basketball is really good here. And last year I believe there were 60 or so players that went on to sign full scholarships to Division II or Division I schools just in the 2020 class. Obviously 2 that went straight to the professional leagues, one about to get drafted here coming up soon, the other one playing in the G League with Isaiah Todd. So there's a ton of talent in the state. I think their ability to kind of package that talent up and distribute it out throughout the country really gave them a leg up early. And being able to do that. Then also you have the ACC. The ACC for basketball is almost, as you were saying, like the SEC for football. It's the power conference. All championships necessarily roll through the ACC, as people think. You got Tobacco Road. You got 2 blue bloods in the state, in North Carolina and Duke as well. So there's a lot of basketball tradition there. People look at Carolina. They look at the Greensboro Coliseum, the ACC tournament, and all that type of stuff. It's just if you play basketball, know basketball, you know North Carolina. So it makes it kind of an easy move whenever, XYZ school wants you, or you want to move somewhere, or I want to go to Duke or UNC or, NC State, or whatever the case may be. It kind of makes it an easier push when that happens. But I think I really think the digital media side of things is just really, really exponential here.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think, let's see, we got one more basketball interview. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. Jamie, I'm sure we'll have more questions sporadically throughout the whole episode. You can stick around if you want to listen to some of these great interviews that we have. Totally understand if you can't. So we got this interview is my interview with Xavier Matthews from Trinity Christian. Played on the football team and he's going to play basketball. He actually recently got injured and is going to be out for quite a bit. So I thought it was interesting to hear what like being dual sport athletes are so interesting to me, and this injury. So let's go ahead and take a look. Welcome to this week's NC Prep's Premier Prospects with Xavier Matthews, a dual sport athlete at Trinity Christian in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Xavier was playing football this year at Trinity and was really good on the basketball team last year. Got a chance to see him play. Xavier, being a dual sport athlete, what would you say are some of the benefits playing basketball and football?
It gets you more looks, actually, with coaches, recruiting-wise. They try to recruit you for both sports.
Yeah.
That's why I decided to play both.
Yeah. And like I said, you did have an injury this past football season. What are you looking at right now with the injury? How long do you think you'll be out? What are you looking at right now?
The doctor told me today about a month or 2 months, possibly.
Awesome. Well, we hope you have a quick recovery. Trinity has a great football season, and you'll be back strong to hopefully lead Trinity to another state championship. We'll ask one more question about being a dual sport athlete. Sometimes players can kind of lead more to one sport. Do you see yourself more as a football player, more of a basketball player? Or are you kind of balanced right now, trying to figure it out?
Trying to figure it out right now.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you were quarterback this year for Trinity. You're only a sophomore. So what is it like being at a leadership role like a quarterback and only being a sophomore?
Hard. I didn't even want to play quarterback to begin the season with, but I didn't have a choice. So.
Yeah. And y'all were having a great season. I'm sure you guys will continue to get some more W's and make a run in the playoffs. But Trinity has been long known for their basketball program, having great alum, Dennis Smith Jr., Joey Baker, and you guys are looking to have another great year. Kind of touch on why you think people should consider Trinity as a contender for a state championship, and some of your teammates that you think could have some big years.
I think they should consider us because first, we really didn't lose anybody off the 28-3 team we had from last year. We lost 2 key players. So
yeah, and y'all are bringing a lot of people back, and even y'all lost 2 players, but most of y'all's guys this year are 2022s and 2023. So y'all are going to be another great dynasty. What are some things that you're looking forward to in this basketball season? Some of the goals that you have, or some of the goals that your team is having?
We plan on winning Bojangles this year. Plan on winning the Phenom tournaments that we have scheduled.
Yeah.
And beating Burlington this year.
Oh man, that's gonna be a great game.
And beating Northwood. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, you are only going into your sophomore year and having all these crazy talks about starting quarterback, probably starting player on the basketball team. You're going to be stepping right into the recruiting process as a high school athlete. Just talk about some of the things that you're nervous about, that you're really excited for, and what overall you're looking in a school.
Whatever coach treats the school like, to me, is home, basically.
Yeah. I mean, college is basically where you're going to be living for the next 4 years, and that can be a scary process sometimes, but really excited to see how you and the rest of the 2023, because NC 2023 is loaded. So gonna play out great. Last question here I got for you. For somebody that's never seen you play before on the football field or the basketball court, describe yourself as an athlete in a few sentences.
On the football field, I can do that first.
Yeah.
Let's see. Fun to watch, exciting, do it all. If you need a touchdown, I'm gonna go get it.
Yes, sir.
And on the basketball court, probably the same thing. Highlight reel, really. Human highlight reel. Yeah.
Well, Xavier, we are hoping that you have a quick recovery. Trinity has a great football season, and that you guys are next up for this year in basketball. So hope for a quick recovery and a great year.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thought that was a great interview, and I think Trinity is going to have a great season this year. I know, Jamie, we got to talk a little bit about Trinity today earlier, but give these people a rundown on why Trinity last year came a little bit short after getting beat by Northwood Temple on a buzzer beater in the Final Four. Why they should still be considered a contender for the state championship.
Well, they return everybody. I guess now obviously Xavier got hurt, so not necessarily him, but they returned the majority of what they had. You have Freddie DeLeon. He's going to be the main guy there. 6'5" wing, just picked up a couple offers at FIU and another one, I believe Eastern Kentucky maybe. But he's a high scoring, athletic, explosive. He can a wing who can just kind of get it done. You got Jamori McDougal, the point guard, 6 foot, also in that 2022 class. Really orchestrates things well. Cam Oates as well. Him and Jamori together can both play the point guard position. They can both play off the ball. Jamori can really shoot the ball as well, which helps them also. Rob Wright, who played Garner Road this summer, is about 6'8" and a half. Just built like an oak tree, super strong block and everything. So they return a ton of talent, and Heath down there keeps it coming in as well. So it'll be interesting to see what their final roster looks like when they start to play. But they had one of the quiet, great seasons last year. Not a lot of people really talking about what they did, but I believe they were like 28-2, maybe something like that, 30-2, so somewhere along those lines. To do that well, to have that type of tradition and return that many guys, you got to be looked at as having a good opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm reading here, Dina is breaking commitment news while on YouTube.
We got some football recruiting. 2022 tight end Benji Gosnell from East Surrey High School just committed to the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Wow. And
4-star, great kid. His brother is a freshman at UNC. Both of those guys were instrumental in helping East Surrey to a 1AA state championship last year. Perfect season. So it just happened a few minutes ago. BG Gosnell is going to be a Buckeye.
And how about the timing of that, too? Because you just got out of your mouth how football now, people like Alabama and Clemson are coming into North Carolina. And Ohio State, that's one of those big.
For sure.
Ohio State, they've got Evan Pryor from
Huff
here in Charlotte, so Huff High School. So those big programs are coming to North Carolina. So
I guess they're getting whatever Mac Brown can't get, right?
Well, right now, Mac Brown's got to worry about winning on the field first. As a Tar Heels fan, I've been a little disappointed in the season, but the 2021 class that they got coming in will make instant impact. So I keep
y'all broke my heart last year.
Yeah,
I'm a South Carolina. USC, man. We had high hopes. I was trash talking for 3 quarters in that game, and all of a sudden that fourth quarter came and
damn how.
Well, that's how it's been this year. We have been insane in the fourth quarter, but we just.
Well, Brianna, she's just sitting there smiling.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
Yeah.
Oh, Clemson! Oh man!
Yeah. Oh no!
Get her picture off the screen.
Oh no! Yeah. So
disconnected.
Awesome. So,
Jamie, thanks for dropping by. I know you probably got some basketball stuff to do and really enjoyed it. And anytime you want to come on and talk basketball, we are sure would love to have you on.
Absolutely. Well, I'm locked into this election thing right now, trying to see what's going on with that. It's been crazy.
It is a crazy time. So, hopefully it'll work out the way it's supposed to go. So, thank you so much, Jamie. You can hang around. Like you said, you're locked into this election. So, we had a great time having you on.
Good deal. Yeah. And fine here after we hang up, I want to get with you, Jack, and Dana real quick to talk about possibly doing something in the future as well. So we'll do that whenever y'all get off of this.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Peace out.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you too.
Bye. Thank you.
Awesome. That was great. What a most knowledgeable people in North Carolina. Like I said, talks very well, and I'm sure we'll have him on the show at some point later again. But like Dina just said, we got some football news, so I guess that creates a great transition back into high school football. Let's see, we got 3 football interviews. Let's go ahead and do Brianna's interview from the VTO camp that she was at a few weeks ago. Give us a little intro on who you interviewed and why you wanted to talk to him.
Okay, so I had to do another VTO camp from when I attended in Charlotte because I've had a hard time this week trying to find somebody. I got in contact with 3 people and none of them can do it, so I've been struggling all day. And then I finally got around and I did a Glenn High School football player who attended, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot his name, so that's why I'm not spitting it out. Goes to Glenn High School. He's visited Georgia Tech, Tennessee, and UNC. He's a defensive back, 2021 graduate. So that's who I did.
Awesome. And his name is Masai Barrett. Does that sound?
It started with the name. I just couldn't put my tongue on it.
Yes. And like you said, he has taken visits to ACC school. So let's go ahead and give this a listen.
To prepare for today, I've been working on my craft, back pedaling and stuff, working on my brakes.
How has COVID affected your recruitment process?
COVID affected me crazy. It messed up spring ball, so I couldn't have many coaches come see us in spring, but we're going to get right in the fall. Well, next spring.
What, in your opinion, makes an excellent player?
An excellent player, one who has good character on and off the field, who does the right thing even when people aren't watching.
For anyone watching right now, what are 3 words to describe yourself as an athlete?
As an athlete, 3 words: energetic, charismatic, emotional.
What makes you most excited about football?
Just the feeling of the game, making a big play, just the love of the game, just feeling, making a big play, hearing the crowd go crazy, seeing my mom in the crowd, stuff like that.
And what's the best advice you've ever received?
Watch who you call your friend. Watch who you call your friend.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
awesome video. Those clips were great. Glenn is one of the most loaded team. Now I don't know with Ra is
Was.
yeah, Ra and Javari Ritchie were gonna, if they were playing right now, Glenn's defense would be absolutely insane with them two, Messiah, and then Kendrick Green, who was at the VTO camp in Moxville, who won the defensive back MVP. So that team right there had potential to be a lockdown defensive team. But great interview, and seems like a great kid that will be able to still bring Glenn to championships aspirations. So let's go ahead and do Tally's interview. Tally, give us a little preview on who you talked about and why you did him.
Yeah, so I talked to Varney Farmbula from Cox Mill High School. Cox Mill, you were talking earlier about how big of a basketball powerhouse they are, but they've also been a football powerhouse these past couple of years. They won the SBC Conference Championship this past year, and Varney committed to Navy in July, I believe. So I thought that was an interesting commitment, so I just wanted to talk to him about that and just get a little insight on who he was as a person as well.
Yeah, that is a cool commitment. As he's a quarterback, right?
Yes, he actually he told me today he got number 6 dual threat quarterback in North Carolina and got his 3-star ranking. So that's super exciting as well.
Awesome. And Navy actually runs the triple option, so he will be doing a lot of running in that offense. So I'm really
I got to give my cousin a shout out because he's an offensive lineman at Cox Mill, so he's going to be blocking for
nice.
Grant Hemrick. Grant Hemrick, he was a member of the team last year. They won the conference champion. So shout out to you, Grant. Proud of you.
Awesome. Let's go ahead.
Hello, and welcome back to this week's show. I'm here with Varney Farmbula from Cox Mill High School. He's a quarterback and Navy football commit. Varney, how would you describe your game?
I describe my game very versatile. I can do pretty much anything. I can make any throw. And at the end of the day, being a dual threat quarterback, I don't truly rely on my legs, but when the pressure gets on, I can use my leg to get out. So just a player that can make plays. That's really about it.
Now, Cox Mill, you guys were the conference champions last year. So tell us what you think your strengths and weaknesses are going to be this year.
Yeah, last year we were the conference championships. Our strengths was we had a lot of older guys that were on the previous team that went to conference the year before and lost by 3 points to Northwest. So we had experience, but the weakness that we'll have this year will just be we have a lot of young guys coming up. So maybe that pressure of having a target on our back might get to them. But with me being a quarterback, I'm just going to try to minimize that and be a leader and keep them under control.
All right. Now, you committed to Navy. What month was that?
July.
Okay. So what was behind that decision, your commitment?
The commitment to Navy was a business decision. It was a 40-year decision too. Going to Navy is just setting me up for my future, and football is going to end one day. So I just want to have that type of security, and I want to have that chance to play big-time football and enjoy the experience of college ball, but I also want to be smart and make that decision like, hey, this game's going to end one day, so you got to be able to provide for your family and future generations. So I feel Navy's the best fit. So.
Okay. What's your training routine like? Just daily through the week? What are you doing?
I've been slacking on it a little bit with my waking up schedule. I don't like to sleep in really late, so I try to be up 6:30, 7:30, 8, just around that time. You know what I'm saying? So I'll get up. I got a membership at Ghost Gym, so I have a workout schedule I go through, and then I also have throwing days. But I have one rest day throughout the week. But I have a pretty busy schedule, so we all have school going on too, having to check in with my online calls because of COVID going on. But I also have work, so
You always
It's
see
just
Alvo going on.
yeah. So it's just I wanted to get it. Like, see, the thing about it too, like I just wanted to get a job because I wanted to have my own like income coming in, so I can go purchase whatever I want to do. But it's just I was very busy, just very busy. But I get it done. So it's preparing me for college because at the Naval Academy, my schedule is going to be through the roof. So
Of course.
Awesome. That guy seems right there that he has got his football career planned out, but he also got.
Yes, he does. He is very smart as well. Just in the classroom, like an excellent student, as long as an excellent football player.
Yeah, I could tell. I mean, that's
Well, I can be A on the name prompt for that.
yeah. That's the type of person that you want to have your team, and the midshipmen are getting a good one. So really great interview. We're gonna hop over to Dina's interview from this past week, Fayetteville VTO camp. Before we get to it, can you tell us a little bit about how the Fayetteville camp was, and what were some of the top players that you saw?
That camp was not a part of the high school regional that we've been doing all over North Carolina. It was kind of
Dina, I think we're having some feedback.
What?
I think we're having some feedback. Hold on.
The mic is a little off.
I don't know who it is. I'm going to mute myself.
Hello? Maybe Jack.
Maybe it is. Is it me?
Maybe.
Who is it? Okay, it's not me, Dina, or Chelsea. Brianna.
But anyway, it was
Oh no! You may have to leave and get back in.
It's different from the regional football showcases. It was in with a 7-on-7 league down in Fayetteville that they decided just to come down there and do a combine camp, do some testing for the kids that were involved in the 7-on-7 league down in Fayetteville, and it had around 100 kids, and some of the kids that came were not part of the 7-on-7. Some of the linemen, of course. There was a really good lineman there from Virginia, Hopewell High School up in Virginia, Landon Baker, and he really did well. He was the MVP lineman. He did really well. There was a quarterback from New Hanover who he's already said he's going to be in Wilmington. That's our next stop on the high school showcase Sunday. Appler, I think his last name is, and he got the MVP for the quarterback. So I'm looking forward to seeing him again in Wilmington. So it was a nice turnout, nice camp, decent weather. It was sunny, but it was cold. So, but other than that, I interviewed Daquan Shelton from West Craven High School. He had been to 3 of these VTO camps, so he's been really, really working on his skills and everything. And so we were hoping to interview him in Greenville, and we had some technical problems. And so I promised the next camp he showed up to, I would interview him. So let's roll the film.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
Dina King here, VTO Sport Elite 100 in Fayetteville. I had 2022 running back from West Craven High School, Daquan Shelton. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good. Now, you've been to the third VTO. What do you hope to accomplish today?
Taking home MVP and becoming at least top 5 running backs today.
Now, what do you think your biggest strength on the football field is?
Motivation. every play like it's the last play of your last football game. Go hard every quarter, every play, and just fight and don't stop till the whistle blows.
Wes Craven, what's the outlook for you guys this spring?
To make it farther than the third round, to go to finals, bring home some ring.
Got a lot of talent down there in that region. You guys in Hadlock, Jacksonville, and Newburgh. Just tell us a little bit about what it is to play football in that area.
It ain't easy, but we have a lot of good talent down there. West Craven do, Havelock do, Newburgh, Jacksonville. There's a lot of good guys down there with a lot of talent. We would love to have some of y'all come down there and watch us play Friday nights when the season come back in February.
And for college coaches, looking at you, what kind of player would they get if they want to?
Honestly, they wouldn't know until they see me play.
All right, thank you.
Awesome.
I like the nice answer.
Yeah.
He was being honest. Come down and see me, and I'll show you what I have.
Yeah, and he's right next to me, so maybe I'll get to watch him play a little bit. And like we said earlier, the next VTO camp is in Wilmington this weekend. Dina, how many kids do you think have signed up so far, and what are you guys projecting on the final numbers?
Not really sure. Most of them have been around the 90 to the 100 kid mark. That's kind of it will be very pleased if we get 100 kids. So Wilmington, being down in the with South Carolina playing football, I'm sure if South Carolina wasn't playing football, we would get a lot of the kids from that area too, the Myrtle Beach and Lawrence area and everything. So, but some kids. I've seen it in all the camps because I've been to Charlotte, Asheville, Greenville, Mocksville, Fayetteville, and now going to Wilmington. There's kids, they show up anywhere. We had a kid from New York come down to Fayetteville Saturday. We've had some come from West Virginia. So the kids just want to compete, and it's a great place to learn. A lot of this is a learning stage and what it takes, because when these camps and testing and everything, it helps them prepare. 2020's been what the year has been, and the colleges can't have their prospect camps.
Yeah.
That's what VTO has always been kind of known for, preparing these kids to go to these camps to, do their 40s, work on their skills and stuff. So it's been a great idea. I think next year VTO is even going to start a middle school combine tour too. So, but it's been a good time. I told you, Jack, and I believe Tally was on. I've went over 1,600 miles summer and fall going to these camps, and still got a trip to Wilmington, another possible in the Raleigh-Durham area if we can find a location of that. And then there's some Virginia Beach people wanting beach to come up there, so we may have one up that way. So busy.
Yes. Another topic that I wanted to hit on is volleyball started for the first day today, and Tally plays volleyball at her high school. So Tally, what was the first day of practice like, and what are you looking forward to for you and your final high school season as a volleyball player?
Yeah, so we've actually been having workouts 3 times a week for the past couple of months. Tryouts looked similar to workouts. I'm really excited for the season. It is strange, though, for me. We have a 25 fan limit for all of our matches, and that's just like insane. That's like one parent for each player on the home team. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But I'm excited to be playing. If there was no fans, I'd be excited. I'm just glad that we're getting to play. And I think that A.L. Brown is going to have a pretty good year.
Yeah.
Volleyball's never really been our strong suit, but we have fun while doing it.
Yeah.
And we've got good competition. Cox Mill's really good, always up there, going far into the state playoffs. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, that's what we do for high school sports. It's all about playing the game. So I'm excited for high school sports to finally get back into action. So Dina, you got any last words for us before we?
We hadn't heard from Chelsea for a while. Chelsea, you got anything to say?
No, I know our school is we've only been doing workouts for like a month, so their tryouts probably aren't another month for us, which is super delayed.
Yeah.
But still something.
Yeah, I mean, that's all we can hope for. What were some of the people that you're looking forward to maybe interview next week or something like that?
I know I said last week I might jump into football, then I did basketball again. So not sure who I would do for football, but I'll try and find someone in that area.
Yeah, for sure. So Dina?
Who are you interviewing this week?
Oh man, I don't know. I get to like Monday evening and it like catches up on me. I'm like, oh no, I don't have an interview.
Yes, it does.
Are you coming to Wilmington?
Yes, I am. I am coming to Wilmington. Yeah, I will have an interview there. I actually know some kids from my high school that will be there, so that would be kind of cool if I got to interview somebody from my own high school. And I also plan to go to the Harold's Christian Trinity game, so maybe I'll get an interview from there. So I got a busy week coming up. That's exciting though.
Well, guys, this has been a great show, and like I said, thanks for Jamie Shaw jumping on earlier today. Check out his work at Absolute Basketball. You can also see his work on NC Preps and Palmetto Preps if it's involving kids from South Carolina. Tally, Chelsea, Brianna, Jack, thanks for coming back on. Really enjoy it, and y'all are doing fantastic.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.